Greetings. I hope you're doing well. I hope your life is enjoyable. Today I haven't planned what I'm going to say, but I'm sure it will be beneficial regardless. These videos are aimed to make you feel better because when you feel better, that's when change happens. So it's not a shallow goal. There's an emphasis on logic. Sorry, I'm stabilizing the stand with my foot, but we'll get there. We're told that logic is the way to achieve our goals, our dreams. We are told that it's a dog eats dog world. I'm in a very obscure-ish spot, and I'm sure without a doubt that I'll still be intruded on because nowhere I go seems to prevent that. When I'm in my home, even then I don't totally have peace. I do have peace, but I am very, very friendly with people. So when I come outside and I make these videos, I'm opening myself up to socializing. So whenever I leave the house, I know what's coming. I'm being invited into a house, or something always happens. So when I'm in my home, there's a 80% chance, if that I'll be by myself, even though I live alone. You see, I can hear it. Somebody's right behind me. Anyway, the goal is to feel better because, again, when you feel better, that's when change happens. Not just feel better, not just I'm motivating you and you feel better, but you feel better about yourself. You love yourself. You walk away from this video, you turn this video off or this video ends, and you just feel better. You just feel better about yourself. Maybe it won't be permanent, but it will have a lasting impact. And when it has a lasting impact, I hope that you recognize that and see the beautiful things about yourself and how lucky you are to be alive. I am so lucky. I am so grateful for things that I don't know why I deserve them, but I'm grateful. Let me use this foot. Maybe this foot will be, or maybe not. There is no wind, so it should be fine actually. I'm just concerned. But it shouldn't topple over. Actually, the reason why I switched on this camera was to talk about change. Many people find change intimidating. Change, to do something unusual to yourself. That you really want to do, which is the most exciting part actually, but also the most fearsome part, because you don't quite know, you're not sure how you're going to be perceived, how you're going to be appreciated. Which is fantastic because when we overcome that hurdle, the world is ours, isn't it? When you get to a place in life where what people think about you, what people say about you, whatever happens, you're beyond it. You're beyond it. You know what? So let me put this. It is playing with my mind. Will this work? If I'm gonna put my book, my notepad here. Yeah, that should be perfect. A perfect solution. And that was good timing because he just saw the wind. The wind just blew by. But change can be intimidating to many people. I assume to most people, because that's why there seems to be much suffering. Sometimes when I walk on the street, when I'm in the park, I can see how fast people are walking. They can't even appreciate this here where I am. So beautiful, so peaceful, so calm. But some people are so anxious that they can't rest. I'm watching a man at the moment, he's walking so slowly, so leisurely, and his dog is playing. And that's how he should be. We shouldn't be speed walking when we don't want to, and that's the key. We shouldn't be doing things that we don't want to do. And actually, it is possible. It is possible to exist in such a way that you don't need to do things that you don't want to do. I'm an example. I'm an example. I'm the perfect example. I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I did not hustle. Yet I have everything that I did want, but I've changed my tastes a little bit. But nevertheless, every day I spend it doing exactly what I want to be doing, and I enjoy every second. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy coming to beautiful places. I enjoy the people that I have in my life. And that all came from change, from deciding what I won't tolerate anymore. What is this? Interesting fly. It's not a fruit fly. It's a bit too big. It's an orange fly. I've never seen one before. How does one make change when they are too scared? That's a good question. I think there's birds that live in the tree right behind me. Yeah? Well, It's not about how much you can bite off. When some people start a new resolution, they sometimes people procrastinate because they assume they need to do this grand thing that they're not quite ready for. And then they rule themselves out because they think that they don't have the bravery. But really, you don't need to start huge. It can be small, but it's not about being small. So I'm not saying that you should do less than you can do. But I'm saying do as much as you can muster, as much as you can muster, and it's not a matter of struggle or suffering, misery, pain. No, actually, if you feel those emotions as you're doing it, or trying to do the thing that you proclaim you want to be doing, well, you don't want to be doing it. You don't want to do it. If you really wanted to do something, you would love doing it. You'd feel a surge of energy, enthusiasm, gratitude, appreciation, and anxiousness, of excitement. That's how it should feel. Inspired action. Inspired action is the perfect phrase. Just doing it feels inspirational, whatever you want to be doing. If it feels difficult, if it feels painful, you are doing something that you ought not to be doing. It's not for you. You don't want it. It's not a matter of protecting yourself. You just don't want it. If you really wanted it, you would enjoy the process. If there is a process. Imagine you move into a new home. Maybe there's damages, some cracked walls, the carpets needs to be changed, the whole house needs to be painted, the windows need to be cleaned, the roof needs to be fixed, the electricity needs to be resolved. All of these things sounds like a lot of work to somebody who is in the wrong situation, who shouldn't be in that home, or shouldn't be decorating anything. But to the right person, that project excites them because they can make this home theirs. They can make it exactly how they want it to be. They can paint the colour of the house exactly how they want it to be. They can choose the roof that they want. Having clean windows, the garden, maybe the garden needs to be weeded. Oh, what I can do with this garden. To the wrong person, they'll see that garden and they'll see a chore. Because this person isn't interested in gardening, or isn't interested in a vision of having a beautiful garden. It's not aligned with them. And so if something feels difficult, then you aren't supposed to be doing it. Plain and simple. Well, let me change my phrasing. Not that you aren't supposed to be doing it, but it's just simply not aligned with you currently. When we take risks, which we do every day, it seems, living in a home is a risk in itself. The roof could fall onto you. All kinds of things could happen. Maybe lightning would strike me right now, But I have an audience. I've just noticed somebody is watching me, fascinated. But fear, isn't it interesting how you feel fear sometimes, but you still go and do the thing? You feel fear, but you don't let that fear overtake you, because what you want is more powerful than the fear. Yes, there are people watching you. Yes, there are people judging you. Yes, there are people observing you, like right now. But I enjoy making videos. It's a land of me. It's a land of my identity, what I want in my life, and what people think about me is not my business, and it's not their business either, actually, because everybody is responsible for their life. You create what you focus on. If you focus on somebody else, well, your life is at a standstill, and you ought to wake up and enjoy your life. Although maybe you can enjoy observing something, can't you? But judging something is a waste of time. Negatively, anyway. Judging something negatively is a waste of time. Judging things positively is always a great use of time, because in that moment you're feeling gratitude for the universe presenting you something that you may be interested in. I was speaking about envy, jealousy. Those two words are interchangeable. I'm not quite sure which word has the accurate definition, but somebody who feels resentful when they see somebody having what they don't have. And I was saying that instead of being resentful, be grateful that you saw that person, or you saw this thing play out before you, because it's simply just the universe showing you what you may be interested in. It's like flicking through a shopping catalogue and seeing things that you may be interested in. I was looking at telescopes today. I'm interested in investing in a telescope so I can see the galaxy. I'd never thought about doing it before, but yesterday, and if you noticed, I uploaded a video of just a still video of the sky, and that was because the eclipse was actually happening throughout that video. And if you notice, there was a shadow being casted over the tree. Almost as soon as I started making the video, we didn't get the eclipse like Spain did, or maybe other parts of the world did, because Spain got a very great one where the whole sky turned black, and then you see the glow, you know, which you shouldn't look at because it will blind you. It may cause permanent damage to your eyes. Maybe not guaranteed, but I was told that somebody wore a welding mask and it still blinded them. So you should wear suitable eclipse protection glasses, which I didn't have, but I didn't need. So what I was saying is that when you are doing something that's authentic to you, and when I say authentic to you, there's something that people mistake about authenticity. I had a meditation in one of my previous videos, which is the same video about envy. A meditation which I won't do right now, because I'm not quite in the mood to do a guided meditation. But we are formless. We are formless. People have labels for us: consciousness, energy, whatever. But all of those words are only labels. They are not enough to encapsulate who we are. We are that. That is our authentic self. That's formlessness, that shapelessness, that lack of form. We can be anything we want to be. We have so many ways we can be. We can manifest in so many ways. We can manifest as different sexualities, as different genders, as different attitudes, as different beings. We are formless. We are not a man or a woman or a human or a person with long hair or bald head or a tall person or a short person. We are formless. And when you focus on something and you assume the identity of something, you become that. Whether that's instantly or over time, but you become that. I've had many messages, many testimonies of my advice about many things, of people showing me proof of what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be money. It can be how you physically manifest, how you look, abilities. If you believe something, if you're self-concept, and when I say self-concept, I mean an extensive profile of yourself. Everybody believes, whether consciously or subconsciously, in a profile about themselves, whether extensive or reductive. And that is manifesting every day. Every day. So all you need to do to change, because we're speaking about change, is to simply just assume to be something else. A very boring example would be, for me anyway, would be to manifest as a successful business person who's a billionaire, wears a suit maybe, a red tie, speaks in a certain way, thinks in a certain way, has certain mannerisms, looks a certain way, spends their times in certain ways, has gravitated to certain environments, an extensive character profile. It's extensive, and the more extensive it is, the more you get a almost concrete understanding of what it is you're trying to manifest. That's why you're advised a lot of times when you're manifesting to use mood boards, images, sounds, stories, writings, anything to guide you to narrow down into the energy that you want to embody. But all you need to do is just assume a new character, and as Bruce Lee said, play seriously. You need to play the character seriously. So actors, professional actors, they play seriously, but they know it's still play for money. But this is your life. You are playing seriously. You are taking this very seriously. You know. I was going to say something, but it wasn't quite right. But you're playing seriously. You're so in character that you are aware that you're playing a character, but you're so dedicated to it. And you know how capable you are. You know that you can play this character in totality. And there's nothing about you that's deficient, that doesn't measure up. You are perfect for this role. You are perfect for any role that you want to play. I'm looking in my camera and I'm noticing that it's getting dark. It's getting very dark. I like to make these talks in the evening because when I come here in the evening, there's less attention, there's less people, although there's still quite a lot of people, but it's less populated. Although I don't even know if that's true, but I just love being out in the evenings. Look at that, a beetle. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it. A huge beetle. Can you see that? We have a little friend. A little friend. He can rest on me. I like this beetle. I don't think it's dangerous. Unless it stings me, then I'll have to blow it off. Oh, it's flown away. You will notice this in not in all of my videos, but I've noticed that I'm attracting many animals. Yesterday, not only yesterday, but almost daily, a magpie enters my room or sits in my windows. Well, it enters my room. It'll sit in my window, look at me, peck on my window, then it'll fly to my doorstep. Not quite enter my room, although yesterday it did enter my room. And it'll just speak to me, and I'll mimic what it does. Somebody tell me what that means, because at first I thought it was asking for nourishment, but I don't think it was asking for water or anything. I think maybe it was greeting me, it was conversing with me, it was going. That sounded perfect, actually. That was bad. But it makes that sound, and it only makes that sound when it's around me. Anyway, so I have this friend. I have a cat friend who I feed tuna every day. It's not my cat, but I love the cat. I appreciate the cat. I love the energy that it brings. It's a very private, solitary cat, and is very independent. And it doesn't. I've never stroked the cats before, and I treat the cats like a flower. I don't need to pick it out, and I assume that it treats me the same. Animals respond to peaceful energy. Not all animals. Animals can be very anxious. Most animals are anxious. But there are animals that can read energy. Like us, actually. Not every human can read energy, but some can. And so that's how interspecies friendships form. Relationships, friendships form. And have you noticed that when you keep an animal around you long enough, that the person, the human, tends to resemble the animal, and maybe the animal resembles them as well. But isn't that interesting? It's not just limited to same species, it extends to interspecies. Because both beings are in alignment, and that in itself is proof that whatever energy you inhabit, even for a prolonged period of time, is shaping you physically. Your hair, your face, your body shape, your fashion choice, your music tastes, your food tastes. I was never, in the past, satisfied with a vegan diet. It's never satisfied me. I would eat vegetables. See, I'd eat a varied vegan diet, and it's never satisfied me. I always had to end up eating meat. But ever since a couple of years ago, I've changed a lot. A lot has changed energetically. And now, without any effort at all, I don't enjoy the taste of meat. I don't crave it, I don't desire it. I only crave vegetables, seeds, nuts, herbs. I can be vegetarian actually. Organic. I won't say vegan, but organic because I know that not all vegan foods are organic and not all organic foods are vegan. But I eat vegetables, but they are all organic. All of it is organic. So I'm not going to say vegan. I'm going to say organic because I don't mind if the vegetable has been in contact with meat. Or, however, as long as it's organic food, as long as it's come from soil, it's clean, it's pure, that's all that matters to me. That it's organic. Not vegan, but organic. So I live on a very organic diet. An organic vegetarian diet. Is there a word for it? Is there a term for this diet? But yes. And because of this diet, actually I've noticed there's no body odor. I experience no body odor, not in my feet, not in my armpits. Anyway, have I said everything? That's how I'd love for you to hear. I think I have. I think I have. Hopefully, you had many epiphanies throughout this video because the direction was not straight, was it? There were twists and turns, but in the end, we arrived to the end. Before I end this video, I just want to reiterate to you, just so it stays with you, when you truly are aligned with something, when you step into the identity of something that you genuinely want to step into the identity of, it could be businessman, it could be anything, astronaut, salesman, tennis player, transgender, gay person, lesbian person, straight person, bisexual, football player, absolutely anything, father, mother, anything, spiritual teacher, absolutely anything you want, clown, gymnast, anything, contortionist, contortionist. When you decide to step into an identity that you genuinely want, that your soul yearns for you to step into, you will notice that when you're in alignment with it, nothing that you do in accordance with it feels difficult, feels like suffering, feels stressful, feels painful. Because if it does, you're on the wrong path. Or maybe you're not on the wrong path, but you've just taken the wrong turn. You need to stop doing that thing and return to your power. Return to your power. Because sometimes we step out of our power because we lack faith in the fact that things will work out. And that is also the answer to bravery. Because no matter how negative the emotion is, if there are any, which wouldn't be common, you won't even push through, but you will get through it because you just want to. You want to get through it. You not getting through it is actually painful in itself. Like, that's horrible, isn't it? To forsake who you yearn to become. Anyway, it's getting so dark that I can barely see my face anymore. But I love you. I want you to flourish. I want you to make your life beautiful. Don't limit yourself. You are formless. Consciousness, spirit, whatever it is, are just labels used in language to point you to it, but are only just labels. Maybe I'll do a meditation next time again, just focused on this. We are formless. And even the word formless is a label, is not quite big enough, vast enough, infinite enough to encapsulate the experience of who you are. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I love Earth. I love the universe. I love every human, every animal, every being. Take care.